All right, now I want you to create a new folder. Let's call this npm-demo. We're going to use this folder throughout this section. Now, let's go to this folder, npm-demo. Now, before you add any node packages to your application, you need to create a file that is called package.json. Package.json is basically a JSON file that includes some basic information about your application or your project, such as its name, its version, its authors, the address of its Git repository, its dependencies, and so on. It's basically a bunch of metadata about your application. And all Node applications by standard have this package.json file. Now, to create a package.json file, we run npm init. Now, this will walk you through creating a package.json file step by step. So it's going to ask you a bunch of questions. For example, here, the first question is package name. And you can see there is a default value for this, which is the name of the folder in which you're creating this package.json file. You can change this or accept it by pressing enter. Here's the next question, which is the version, which is set to 1.0.0. Again, I'm going to accept this. The next question is description. Then the entry point, which is index.js by default. The test command, again, we're going to ignore this. The address of Git repository, any keywords, the name of the author, the license. And finally, you can see this JSON object here. So name is npm demo, version is 1, and so on. So we have a bunch of key value pairs that represent metadata about our project. So it's asking if all this information is correct. So we press enter, done. And now we have a package.json file here. So one more time, before adding any node packages to your application, you need to create a package.json file. So as a best practice, whenever you start a node project, run npm init to create package.json. Now, there is a faster way to create this package.json file. So earlier you ran npm init, and then you had to answer all these basic questions about your project. Now, if you don't want to do that, you can supply a flag that is --yes. And with this, you get a package.json file with all those default values. So you don't have to go through each question one by one. Next, I'm going to show you how to install a node package.